prophecies and writings and so forth are misusing the Gog and Magog issue. People's got to get this thing straight. It's essential that it's straight. And primarily the Gog and Magog everybody's talking about is not until after the 1,000 years are up. The Armageddon is a battle after the 7-year tribulation period. Armageddon has not happened yet. Gog and Magog is not remotely near yet. Not even remotely. And I'm going to dispel a lot of this. I have no choice. I have to. And I'm seeing it everywhere I look. And clearly, Gog and Magog is after the 1,000 years millennium, of which there is absolutely no evil to be found anywhere. Well, unless I was Rip Van Winkle somewhere along the way, and you all know something I don't, I've not seen one day that hasn't had evil within it. But God is on the throne. He will always be on the throne throughout before the earth was formed, when the earth was formed, and in the new earth, the new heaven, he will always be on the throne. Someone said the other day that God hadn't left the throne yet. I said, yet. He's never going to be left off the throne. He's never going to leave. He's never going to leave the throne. He is going to kick Satan, Lucifer, out of heaven with his angels, the hierarchy of the angels, close heaven up forever. But they will be on this earth for about 7 years, causing all kinds of havoc when that day comes. And that's a really short version. I'm going to give you the detailed version throughout this week, in detail. The best this non-theologian can. But it's up to you to do your own research and challenge everything I say and challenge everything anybody says to you. You need to find out for yourself. You see, you got to. Okay. Now, I'm going to cover news. And I'm going to tie it up with today's current events. Well, that would be the news, wouldn't it? But tie it up with the spiritual side of what's going on. The reality of what these news reports are really saying. And what they're really there for. Because what you're getting is just the surface. And we're going to talk about Revelation 20. I'm going to cover as much as I can between now and Friday. And this ought to be an interesting week as well. There's some occult holidays coming up this week. And I believe there's some exercises going on in different places. I'm going to get the details on those shortly. When they start having exercises in FEMA and Department of Homeland Security and all these sort of things, Department of Homeland Insecurity, that makes me nervous because they tend to have exercises when they have actual operations planned. This is War Week. War in the Spirit. Because this is exactly what's going on. Not Bachman, Turner Overdrive, not Obama's birth certificate. Why some of these high-level preachers and other folks are dealing with Obama's birth certificate is beyond me. The birth certificate issue was planned long ago to surface at the right time. They know all this all the way back. All the way back they know this. It's brought out the truth about 911. That's a package that they were going to release at the right time. They control this, you understand. They want you to know you're in bondage, so now you'll panic. This is operational planning. You see, it's controlled opposition, controlled truth. Don't let them fool you, and don't let them drive fear into you like Alex Jones does, and Beck, and all these people. They're trying to drive fear, give you the fear, but no solution. They don't talk about the Knights of Malta, evil as a day is long. They don't talk about the Jesuits that control this. They don't talk about the Zionist Jews. They're not really Jews anyway. They're fake Jews, okay? Fake, that's kind of an informal way of saying it, but they're not real Jews. They converted to Judaism in 740 AD, but not one drop of Semitic blood in their body. The Hebrew Jews are the ones returning to the homeland, Jerusalem. And the Masons. Masons, you got to get out of there. Those 33rd degree Masons here's what you're going to talk. Here's what you're going to say in that oath. He said, I'm not saying that. I said, well, you won't be a Mason then. This is what they're going to ask you to say. And they're going to tell you, it's just words, don't worry about it. It's okay. Well, that's a lie. Because God takes every word that comes out of your mouth as serious. Don't let this God's got a sense of humor fool you. They like to say that, oh, God's got a sense of humor. He and I got understanding. That is malarkey. No, you don't. I can tell you right now. He wouldn't send his only begotten son down to die, to suffer, and to die on the cross for a sense of humor. Would you do it to your children? It's just a sense of humor, but I'm going to put them up for sacrifice. I don't think so. That's not a sense of humor. He is serious about this. That no sin will be found in heaven. No sin, no evil will be found in a 1,000-year reign when he comes back. It's serious business. It's coming around the corner. And I want to include this so-called alien lie and this alien ascended master new age garbage. I'm going to expose it as much as possible. And the externalization of the hierarchy and the connection they have. Today's a warm-up period, if you will. And we're going to talk about the situation. We have a mission. We're going to execute it this week, and there's all kinds of things administratively that we need to talk about. And the command and signal is God and the Holy Spirit. Jesus Christ is the between. Our only link to God is Jesus Christ. Not religion, not Christianity, not any religion, none of them, not even one. And I say not Christianity because Christianity has been so corrupted through the reward faith movement, the prosperity movement, the evangelical movement. Some of the Pentecost, the emerging church has so corrupted. Most of the churches are corrupted nowadays with that 10% tithe. That's not even in the New Testament. It's all the Old Testament. They're not telling you the truth about the tithing. Do we give? Absolutely. But 10%? Absolutely not. They want you to give 10% so they take your money. Who gets it? World Church. National Council of Churches. Founded by the Rockefeller Foundation. Formerly the Federal Council of Churches, 1908. They're running a scam and a Ponzi scheme. Give your money to where God sends you to. Give your money, your help, to those that need the help. God will send them to you. You seek them out in prayer and fasting. Yeah, that's a different story. These churches are full of Jesuits and Masons. And you've got good Masons in there that are being fooled and lied to. It's time that stopped. This is war week. And I take this very serious. Had a lot of epiphanies this weekend, and I'm going to share some of those about the 3 crosses on Calvary. That was an epiphany I had. Didn't require 911 or an operation. I had an epiphany when I went to a restaurant. Met a nice young lady. It was my waitress, and it just went on from there. When I looked and saw the 3 crosses from my table, and I looked through this, it looked like it was the window just from my seat. I could look out across the road into the field, and the window was kind of like a frame around the 3 crosses in the field. I looked up and I said, my gosh. And it dawned on me that what was missing on the crosses? I didn't see Jesus there. I didn't see 2 criminals there that was crucified. All I see is wooden stakes kind of carved out looking like crosses. I didn't see any bodies on them at all. And I asked the young lady who made a profound response. I said, come here a minute. I said, look through that window. You see those 3 crosses? I said, what do you see? She said, I see Jesus. And it smacked me right across the face. I said, wow. I said, and it just dawned on me that moment. I said, well, really, we don't see Jesus, do we? don't see Jesus on those crosses, because Jesus isn't on the crosses. He's in your heart. He's with you right. He's not on those crosses. The crosses have nothing to do with it. He's off of that cross, and he's living, and he's coming back. He's not on those crosses. And we're going to talk about that shortly, in more detail, actually. I got a caller, and I got to